So in this video, we're going to be understanding what is a use state in React. So for now, just forget this use word and just focus on the state. So in all of the languages, there is a concept called variables, right? There are some variables and we initialize them, right? So let's say we are in JavaScript right now. So let's say we have a variable var, which is a. So the name of the variable is a, and I am assigning it as 1. Okay, so this is the current state of my variable a. So further I can like manipulate this variable, that is var a equals to 2. So this is the state after, let's say, 1 second, 1 second of time interval. So state is nothing but like what is the current state and what is the state of the variable after some action has been performed on the screen. Let's say I have a page. Over here I have a button, and over here I have two images, like image 1 and image 2. So what I want is, the moment I click on disappear or like disable, there is a disable button. In both there are two disable buttons, disable 1 and disable 2, right? So if I click on this button, so the image should get disappeared from the screen. So what was the initial state of the image? Let's say I am defining a variable image 1 and a variable image 2. So what was the state of the image? At first it was some path, right? Image path, let's say image dot src, and for this it was image src, image 2 dot src, right? So what I did is, after clicking on this button, what I have did is, I have just made this path as empty, like I have set this image 1 variable as empty, so it will just get disappear from the screen, right? Because there is no path to display over here. So this is what the state is. So if I want to explain, like now we will understand it via code. I have just explained it to you via theory, right? So let's understand via coding. So let's understand it via code. Now I have just covered the theory part, and now let's understand it via code. So if I want to demonstrate a like state management in pure HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so I am going to be demonstrating it over here, and then we will also demonstrate it in React how we can use that thing. So to demonstrate it, I will just use a div, and I will assign it a ID that is equals to 1. The initial state of this div is gonna be 1, and then what I will do is I will also add one button over here, and I will add a listener, like on click listener. So I will keep keep the button name as click or click me. So on click of this button there will be a function fun1, and then I will write a script over here. So I want to write a function that is fun1, and then what I want is var id equals to document dot get element by id. The id name is 1. So what I want is id dot inner html equals to 2. So what this piece of code is going to be doing? So initially the state of my div was 1. Now what I'm doing is, the moment someone click on the button that is click me, a fun1 function is going to be running, and this fun1 function what is going to be doing is, it will just take up the id using a DOM, and then it will just manipulate it by 2. Okay, so let's run this piece of code and let's see the output. Let me just plug in the charging. So I will just click now and just see what will happen. The state of the div has changed and is become 2. So now let's do the same thing in React. Now how we will do this same thing in React? So I have just made an JSX over here, a demo JSX. I haven't like made the whole React project over here. Just to demonstrate, I have just made a file. So what I will do is I will just import the use state from React, and then I will do is I will just assign. So this is the way of writing a use state in React. So over here we will have an array. So let's say count, comma count, set count. So user state. Okay, so use state is my 0, or it's, yeah, 0. So over here, this piece of code I will just explain it to you. So over here, what I am doing is I am just writing a variable count, which is of a type constant, and over here we have a function. Actually, this is a way of writing the use state in React. Okay, so what we do is in an array we pass an array, or actually we assign a array. In array, what we do is we have a variable and a function, that is a set count. Now what happens is we have written over here a use state, that is in bracket, that is a 0, right? So this is the initial value of the variable count, and if I want to manipulate it, I will just have to call this set count function. That's it, and I can easily manipulate the state of the count variable. So what I will have to do is the same thing over here. Let's say I have a button. I have a button again, and on click I will just run the same function, that is fun1, and I will declare it over here fun1, which is my function. And what I will do is set count equals to 1. Okay, so what will happen is actually I will also have to print it over here, that is a div uh, count. That's it. So what will happen is the moment I will click on this button, I can't show the output over here right now because I haven't set up my whole React application. But I will just explain it. What will happen? The same thing will happen that we have saw in the over here, that is on the browser. The same thing is going to be happening over here. The moment I will click it, over here I have just assigned it the initial value as 1, but in React it will just when we will run the React application, it will just uh, initially it will be 0, and the moment I will click on the button, it will get turned into 1. But yeah, this is the way of writing the use state in React. So thank you.